Hey, what up? I'm MITUS, and this is another episode of Creased. Now, if you're like me, which, if you're watching this right now, you probably are. If you're like me, you've probably been told you got way too many shoes by a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend, family, whatever. If you're watching this right now, chances are it's probably true. I mean, maybe I've got a couple joints. Maybe. Now, I'm not someone that will try and sell some beaters to make, 20, 50 bucks. It's not really what I do. For me, what I generally do is I'll bag them up and put them into donation bins, like salvos, that type of thing. Recently, when I was scrolling through Instagram, I found a much better way to get rid of old sneakers. I don't know if they're targeting people with the marketing. If they are, it's working, targeting sneakerheads for this type of thing. But I came across this thing called the Foot General, and basically he's a podiatrist that goes and gets into homeless communities and provides free assessments, deals with ingrown toenails, corns, everything like that, and he also just gives them free shoes. He's doing this on the basis of donations. So when I saw that, I already had a bunch of shoes that I was about to send to salvos, so I thought, I'm going to Sydney this weekend. Why don't I pay him a visit, see what he's about, hear it from the horse's mouth, and give him a heap of shoes.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Sayed. I'm a podiatrist. They call me the Foot General. For a few years now, I've been donating shoes to the homeless community. It all started back in the CBD district area, where I was actually giving free podiatry services to the homeless community. As I was finishing with one of the homeless people, I noticed that the person was walking away with no shoes, just with ripped socks or thongs. I felt as a podiatrist, we're always been taught, hygienic and looking after the feet for all my patients, especially seeing a homeless person who is in, an environment where, there's a lot of, bad stuff on the floor and they can get infection and stuff. I realized that as a person that we tend to clean our closet most often and throw them away, or God knows what we do about stuff. So I came to my mind, I go, you know what, I think I should open up or start a shoe drive, which I did. And believe it or not, within a month or so, I started a shoe drive on social media, and within 2 weeks, I actually collected 500 pairs of shoes. And then from that day, which was 3.5 years ago, till now, it's still going absolutely amazing. The amount of people now are finding that rather than throwing their shoes in the bin or giving it to someone else who will sell it to someone cheaper, where they could actually give it to me, where I would give it for free, find it much more better in a way that knowing that the homeless people don't have the money to even purchase any other shoe. So till now, I also provide podiatry services as well, than donating shoes. Now also, because based on winter, now I'm starting doing socks donation because of the winter. So I just came from Walder Rd 2 weeks ago. I met a lot of the flood victims, unfortunately up in Central Coast, and seeing the smiles and joy, with the shoes that have actually been given to them from Shoe Grab, and the socks have actually donated from the generous of the community. You should have seen their faces. Like, there are no words can actually describe what I witnessed. As growing up, my parents did teach us, based in my religion, Islam, giving, because charity is actually one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So also, my father's always taught me, what you give, you will actually get in return. So I always wanted to give also whatever I will be in occupation in the future. So as a podiatrist, yes, I do see people come through my doors, and I always had this thing in my head where I always wanted to make that person who come through my clinic head down, make them walk out head up. Now, what about the people who are unable to go through my clinic? I want to give that same thing who are unable to pay themselves to come in. So that's where I actually collaborated with a organisation called Brothers in Need in the CBD Martin Place. And since then, everything started kicking off. So most of the homeless people I actually see literally don't have any access to their health system. So I just want to make it clear to everyone that I don't make any money out of this. I've donated all these shoes to the homeless community. I would encourage health practitioners out there, whatever you are, physio, dental, medical practitioner, to get out there, out of your clinic, and see the ones who are unable to go through your doors. What I am experiencing is words can't describe. These people need our help, just like the ones who go through our doors. To see their reaction is mind-blowing, and this is what you are missing.
As someone who's had 2 double wedge receptions on, each big toe, I can't imagine, your only mode of transport is getting around on your feet all day, and you got those type of ingrown toenails. Now, what did I give him? A bunch of stuff, really. Some stuff that I hadn't worn too. It was about, I'd say like 2 or 3 pairs that I haven't really worn, and 2 pairs that I hadn't worn at all. These here, I honestly can't remember the name of them. I think it was like Nike Internationalist or something like that. They're actually a super cool shoe. I wore them when I was in Melbourne last. I think it was the last time I was in Melbourne. I don't think I've worn them since. I could easily clean them up, but I just don't see me wearing them at all. So they've probably had like a good week or 2 of solid wear, and that's it. So they're getting donated. These ones have had a little bit more wear, but I still think there's a fair chunk of wear in them. Maybe not. That sole's a little bit thin. But these are Air Max Ivo. They're kind of like an LTD and a 90 thrown together. I actually don't mind the silhouette, and if I come across them again, I'll probably buy them again. These will be generally in like Rebel Sport or Sports Power, that type of thing. That's where I got mine from. I think I've seen them in Foot Locker as well, but don't quote me on that. These here, if you remember, I wore in a film clip, got them really, really dirty on purpose for a specific shot. I said I could clean them and do something with them, but in all honesty, someone else could use it, man. There's heaps of wear still in them. There's hardly any, anything off the tread. It's just a little bit dirty. So, some Globe skate shoes. I also skate. I prefer to skate in SB Dunks, but they're impossible to find. So I decided to try and get a pair of Globes because they were only about $50, but they were too bulky for me. I couldn't skate in them. So yeah, I think they've been worn like once, and then a homie needed a pair at one point, and I lent them to him because he forgot his skate shoes. So yeah, they've been worn like maybe 2 times, 3 times. I don't need them. They're taking up space. They can have them. These here have even got the box. Look at them. They're so white. These are Asics Gel Keanu Trainer Evo. These are essentially like a casual version of the Asics Gel Keanu. I love Asics. I thought them getting into the casual market was dope over the last couple of years, but this is the only pair I've bought, and I wore it once. You can see that. So a little bit dirty, but I've only worn it once. I'm pretty sure I got them on special, so I'm not so mad at me wasting this much money, but yeah, someone else can enjoy them. These here are pretty crazy, and I think I've tried them on, but that's about it. These are like the shape of a Puma Clyde type thing, Puma suede, but they're Eco Ortho Light or something. It's got this like waterproof material. It's got like a really light version of the Clyde sole. Like it's super lightweight, it weighs nothing. But I remember I got these at the Rebel Sport factory outlet and they may have been like 15 bucks or something. And I just thought they were super random that I needed to have them. And I never wore them. I don't even know, man. I went through a stage where if I saw something really cheap, I just bought it, and these were like 80 bucks, so never worn. I think the same with this, but as I look at the sole, there's a little bit of dirt. They're lime green and white. They're like a rip-off of the Shelto. K-Swiss, lime green sole. There's a little bit of dirt on them, so I must have worn them, but I got the box and everything. I still got the receipt. 20 bucks, so I'm not that mad. Asics Gel Nimbus, absolutely beaten, you know. Got my wear out of them, someone else can use them. The Okato, Nike Air Max Okato. I really like these, but I just don't wear them anymore. I have worn them, I did wear them, but there's still a lot of wear left in these. If you were size 10, go see the Foot General, he's about to have heaps of stuff. Another pair we're going to throw in, Flight Squads, you know, all white shoes, makes it hard to keep clean, but there's still plenty of life in these. Got the Jordan 4, Jordan 3, 89 Flight type sole, underrated, man. If I can get another pair of these I would, for real. There's a couple more pairs that I've got here. I'm not going to go into everything, but the main idea behind this video was to, you know, showcase someone doing really good things with old shoes. I'm sure if we all look into our closet like I have done, you'll find a bunch of stuff that you don't really need anymore. And let's be honest, it hasn't really taken away from my collection at all. My collection is still pretty ridiculous. Like most of us, we're buying shit all the time. So those ones you aren't wearing, instead of letting the soles like crumble and go to dust, why not give them to someone less fortunate? Why not give them to someone who needs them?
So if you want to donate shoes or socks, you can donate at my clinic, which is in Hammondville, 2/36 Walder Rd. Now I am only here on certain days because I work at different clinics, Monday, Thursday and Saturday. You can call me on my business number upon arrival, it's 9 AM present, on my mobile number, which is 0497 22883. You know, anything that's in good, clean condition shoes will be perfect for the homeless community. So
if we took these down to the Foot General down in Sydney, chopped it up a little bit, really nice guy. I love what he's doing, I honestly do. I honestly can't speak high enough of the guy, a really good guy. He's solid in his mission. Me, myself, I've never been homeless and I'm thankful for that. I know people that have been though, and you know, where possible, man. If you're able to spend, you know, this crazy sort of money on shoes, you're able to give back, you know, whether it be in monetary form or getting some old shoes and helping out. I hope you guys out there, hit him up. If you're in Sydney, you know, probably easier. If you're not, maybe mail them down, whatever. If you're in Sydney, you definitely should. If you're watching this right now, I know you've got some joints that you ain't wearing that you could potentially give away. That you could potentially give to someone in more need than yourself. So I encourage all of you to get out there, see the Foot General, see what he's about, and help some people out, man. All the details on how to get in touch, how to donate shoes are in the description. Make sure you like, comment, share, all that regular YouTube stuff. It really does help the algorithm, and you know, we'll just keep bringing dope content, man. Peace.